Jai Nandalala, Madhyali Charana. Today is Chitra Pournami special. Today is Chitra Pournami, so I want to dedicate this day to the king, the emperor, the very, very important person who keeps us on check. We were talking about the emperor, the king of kings, the main person today who keeps records of everything. Very important person. Without him, we're not on check. We're not on guard. So we feel that we get away with some things, you know. We can get away. Who's watching? We're all alone anyway. No, we are being watched 24/7. We're being watched 24/7, and that is being watched by Chitra Guptan. None other than Chitra Guptan. He's watching us 24/7. He's watching us. Every move, even our thoughts will be analyzed, judged. It's not just we judge people, you know. We're also being judged. So when we go on with our lives, when we lead our lives, as we lead our lives, we have to always remember that we are being watched 24/7. And that is what keeps us in check every time. Now, today we specially thank him. Our prayers should be about thanking Chitra Guptan for doing this. It's such a meticulous job. It's not a very easy job, keeping track of every life on this earth, every life's deeds on this earth, good, bad, everything. It's recorded. It's in writing. So when we leave from here and we are put in front of Lord Yama, we are answerable to a lot of questions. So people can get away with everything on earth. You see a lot of people and stories in the, news, how criminals get away. They may, cheat the court of law on this earth. They can get away scot-free. And they'll be rejoicing, having fun. Yay, we did it. Partying. But did they actually get away? Did they really get away? No. We are so small in this universe, you know. We are a small speck. This earth is a very small speck in this universe. It's not that difficult to take note of everybody for this king, Chitra Guptan. He has noticed everything. He has recorded everything. So even when we feel betrayed, we feel cheated by somebody, we should always remember this in our minds that, okay, fine, you got away with it here. But you did not really get away. That should give you some satisfaction. Always, right? This is the truth. Now, this Chitra Guptan is the person who decides whether the person will be sent to heaven or to hell. Naragam. Hell, or will he have to go back on earth? Everybody who's born in this earth have to go through worry, have to go through pain. The amount of worries, the amount of pain, the quantity is determined by what we have done in our previous janma, in our previous lives. And all that is determined by who? Chitra Guptan. It's all determined by him, recorded and kept so beautifully, perfectly, without any mistakes. He's not a person who makes mistakes. After all, Lord Shiva is appointed him. So Lord Yama, who's called the Dharmaraja. Do you know that's his other name? Yama's name is Dharmaraja. Why? Because he sticks to dharma, righteousness. He's the one who escorts you when you leave the body, the soul, and takes you back and leaves you where you belong in a righteous manner, according to your karma. Everything is done so well, no mistakes. So the story goes like this, in our Puranas, according to the Yama Samhita. Lord Brahma created the three worlds. And then Lord Yama was appointed for this. That is when the soul leaves the body, he determines where the soul's next journey should be. Now, how can he determine where the soul should go and where should it not go? By keeping records of the whole life journey of that soul, correct? When it's in the body. So think about it. How many species, how many lives on this earth? He has to keep record of all this. On top of that, take them from there and leave them another place. Can you imagine how much work that is? No rest. So when he's doing this, he got exhausted, overwhelmed. He couldn't do it. Keeping track of each species, good and bad deeds, is not a game. And he's scared he may go wrong. What if he missed some good deed? Or what if he missed a bad deed? So he got, stressed out about it. And he went to Lord Brahma. He said, Swami, I don't want to make a mistake. I'm not able to do this myself. Sometimes when we are overwhelmed with work at the workplace, we go and tell our manager, right, I need help. Something like that. No, I need help. I need an assistant. I'm not able to do this. I'm scared I may make a mistake. So Lord Brahma says, I understand. Hold on, wait for some time, be patient. I will find the right assistant for you. So Lord Brahma goes into meditation. He's in this meditative mode. For ages. After a period of time, a divine entity emerged out of Lord Brahma's body. Full form. He just emerged out and he's standing there with a pen in his hand and a book, a palm leaf in the other hand. Ready for his job. So Brahma, he emerged out of Brahma's body, Kaya. So he's also called the Kayastha. Brahma named him as Chitraguptan because he was in Brahma's body, unseen. Now, what does Chitraguptan mean? Chitra means pictures. Gupta means hidden, secret. So basically, he brings out those hidden secrets about us, which we think we don't know or nobody else knows. When we go stand there in the court, those hidden secrets will be out. We'll be exposed. Where are we hiding? Who are we hiding from? Everything will be exposed. So he's very good at that. And that is the reason for his name. Another reason for his name. So he's very good at keeping these records, secrets. Everybody have another side to them, right? But not a secret to him. So Chitraguptan, I believe, was the first one to use letters and scripts. And this is mentioned in our Garuda Puranam. Garuda Puranam is what? Garuda Puranam is read after, someone passes away. That is what they read. It's got all the punishments that the soul has to undergo depending on the life the soul has led. That is Garuda Puranam. So in Garuda Puranam, they have said that Chitraguptan is the first one to use letters and scripts. Obviously, he came that way, right? He emerged out of Brahma's body with the book, the palm leaf and the pen in his hands. Now in Matsya Puranam, Lord Chitragupta is the Adi Devata of Ketu. That's what is mentioned. Adi Devata of Ketu. So if anybody has Ketu dosham, so they want to do pariharam for it, they want to do special puja for it. Who's the devata for that? Chitragupta. Because he's Adi Devata for Ketu. You go to do prayers to Chitragupta. Now in Rig Veda, he is referred to as the Almighty, King of all kings. Wonder why, right? Because king is the one who gives the judgment, right? If you go and sit in the court of the emperor, he listens to everybody and he's the one who gives the judgment. Right? Chitraguptan is the one who gives the judgment and Yamaraja follows it because he has full trust in Chitragupta. In Garuda Puranam, it's been stated that Chitraguptan is more powerful than Lord Yama himself. Because his word is the word. That makes him powerful, right? If he says to Lord Yama, this man has to go there, Lord Yama will say, okay. No questions. That's why Chitraguptan is more powerful than Lord Yama himself. Though it's a court of Yama, Chitraguptan's word is what? Yamal take, Yamal follow. Because he's keeping all the records, right? It's another story. Here, there's a story from our Puranas about Lord Indra. Now, Lord Indra has once insulted his guru Brihaspati. And he does that very often, though. So when he did that once, Brihaspati got upset and walked away. He said, I'm not going to be your guru anymore, walks away. Now, when Brihaspati is there, Indra's on guard. Because Brihaspati warns him, tells him, don't do this. Indradev, don't do that. He warns him. He tells him the repercussions, he tells him the consequences, and he'll warn him. But now, he's not there because he walked away. So Indra is free to do anything. So Indra manages to do a lot of sins when his guru is not around. See what happens when the guru is not around? Huh? For a disturbed mind, mistakes happen. This is why guru is so important. In our lives, guru is important because we should always be on guard. We should not make a mistake. And so the guru keeps us on check. So now he continues to do so many sins, adding to his sins list, you know. Then later he knew he's in trouble. He goes and prays, thinks about his guru. The guru comes back. Brihaspati comes back. And Lord Indra tells him everything he did. And falls at his feet, asks for forgiveness. And Brihaspati says, who am I to give you forgiveness? You have to repent. You have to do prayaschitam. He asks, what do I do? He says, go down to earth. There are a lot of Shivalingams. Go and do puja to all of them. Lord Shiva only can save you. So he comes down to earth, and that is where, when we did our episode on the session on Madurai Meenakshi, where Lord Indra comes to Kadamba forest, finds a Swayambhulingam, and does puja for it. The first puja that he did was on Chitra Pournami. The first puja that he did in Kadamba forest was on Chitra Pournami. That is why I'm mentioning it today. He got all the lotus. Lord Shiva provided all the golden lotus in the pond for him. He used all those golden lotuses, offered it to Lord Shiva, and did the puja on Chitra Pournami. That is what they follow even today. Lord Shiva was very pleased with him, and he appeared in front of him and relieved him of all those sins. Though he had to go and visit more Shiva temples, but he was relieved. It was because of that day he chose. The day was Chitra Pournami, and Chitra Pournami is very powerful day. very powerful day to seek relief, to cleanse oneself, because the moon, Pournami, the moon is the full moon, all powerful energy, positive energy, cools you, cleanses you. That's why they all dip themselves in the pond early in the morning, when the moon is bright and shining. They dip themselves in the pond and then fresh, they come and do puja. That is what cleanses you. So moon has a lot of qualities. The cleansing abilities. So that's what happened here. And that is why even today in Madurai, Chitra Pournami is celebrated in a very auspicious, very, very grand manner. Because Indra was relieved of all his sins, people go there to seek the same. Should not be like doing sins every year and then going and seeking on Chitra Pournami. Doesn't work, right? But this is what the practice is. In Madurai temple, Meenakshi temple, they do this. It's very, very, very grand manner. They do this puja on this particular day. Now, the Chitra Pournami falls on the Chitrai Masam. It usually comes during April and May. And as you all know, today is Chitra Pournami. Today. And what a beautiful opportunity. I'm talking about Lord Chitra Guptan today. Huh? What a beautiful opportunity. So this is the time. Chitra Pournami is a time when all your sins will be cleansed. That's the belief during the full moon. Now, there's another thing, in Tiruvannamalai. It's a big thing again. This is the day when everybody do the Girivalam. It's crowded. It's crowded. 1 million, close to 1 million comes to do the Girivalam. Because Chitra Pournami, full moon. Very, very auspicious. Nobody leaves that, chance. They'll grab it. And they all come from various parts to walk the Girivalam. Now, there's a temple in Kanchipuram. There's a temple in Kanchipuram for Lord Chitra Guptan. Now, this temple in Kanchipuram is very special to me because Ambal took me there. I'm serious. I was not that time, right? It was around 2010, the year 2010. And I knew who Chitra Guptan was, but obviously I didn't know the importance and the whole, how important he was, his role and stuff like that. I knew what he does because my grandmother kind of hit it in my head since I was little, because whenever I do some mischief, she always told me, Chitra Guptan is there, he's going to note this down. Chitra Guptan is there, he's noting it down. So every time she used to use that word, Chitra Guptan, So well, this temple, Ambal took me to in 2010. I remember when I picked her up from her place when we were going, and she had this big, beautiful malai, garland, pearls, gems, and it was huge. and she had it wrapped in a nice plastic bag. And she said, keep it safely somewhere. She didn't tell me for what. I kept it safely in the back in the trunk above, where it won't be disturbed. And we went to Kanchipuram. Over there, she told the driver to go to Chitra Guptan temple. And she asked me, "Nee Chitra Guptan temple poirikya? Koil poirikya?" That is, have you ever been to Chitra Guptan temple? I said, no, I didn't even know there was a temple for him. I said, so, அப்படியா சரி நான் கூட்டின்னு போறேன். Is that so? I'm going to take you today. So we went there and we parked the car and she took us in there, and it was just me, Shiv, Sham, and Dev. And we were there, and she told us to light lamps. That is very auspicious in that temple. I didn't know. You just follow what she says, right? So she asked us to light lamps over there, and she asked me to bring the garland. Remember the garland she asked me to keep safe? So I brought the garland from the car and gave it to her. And she opened it, and that's when I saw the grandeur, the grandness of the garland. I now understand why she gave that garland to him. After all, he is the King of Kings, right? And Ambal is appreciating what he's doing. It's like an appreciation, a gratitude, and taking me there was to show me also, teaching me also in the process that this had to be done. Showing gratitude for this particular Lord is very important, is what she showed me through that gesture. And she gave this garland to the priest. She said, "Avarukku chaatidungo," she said. That is, please offer it to him. So the priest took it and he put it on Chitraguptan right there, then and there. He looked like one Raja. It's a beautiful idol in that temple. And this incident is so fresh in my mind. I can never forget it. It's so fresh in my mind because after that, I didn't go there because I didn't go to Kanchipuram. But think about it. Going with Ambal is a different experience, right? And that is what I cherish even today. And of all the temples, this is a very important person, right? Important man, important God. So I'm humbled. So it's like very fresh in my mind. She didn't talk much. She was just standing there and watching him. And she asked us to light lamps, and we did. Now here, Chitraguptan's temple is constructed by the Cholas during the 9th century. And he is sitting posture. He's in a sitting posture and holding a pen in his right hand and palm leaf in his left hand. And sitting posture is also like one leg is folded in and the other leg is down on a lotus flower. This is how he's sitting. It's a Panchaloka metal murti, and he's seated beside his consort, Karnikambal, beside him. Now, a large number of devotees visit this temple on Chitra Pournami. So today would be really crowded. It's a major festival during this time. Now, people offer multi-color vastrams and light 7 lamps and do abhishekam to Lord Chitra Guptan. Now, this is a very auspicious day, and they all remember him and offer prayers to him to please him. Everybody wants to be in his good books, right? Literally good books. When I say they want to be in his good books, and I mean it literally, he's writing. So now in this temple, the Nevedyam is Shakara Pongal. That is very Vishesham for Chitra Guptan. So in case you're planning to make Nevedyam today, you know what to make. Now, other Nevedyam varieties that are offered for him is sweet pidi korakata, raw mango pachadi, panagam, all this is offered. They stay away from cow's products. That is milk, cow ghee, anything from cow is avoided for Nevedyam when doing for Chitra Guptan. I'll tell you why in a bit. So the oldest temple of Lord Chitra Guptan is in Ujjain. So that's the oldest temple, that's Madhya Pradesh. This is almost 2,000 years old. Now, in Tamil Nadu, Chitra Pournami is significant because Chitra Guptan was born on this day. That is what? That is why they celebrate it in more grandeur manner. Now there's a small story about that. Now once Indra, he misbehaved with Gautama Rishi's wife Ahalya. There's a story. I mean, it's you would have read it. It's a very significant story. It's very prominent everywhere. He misbehaves with Ahalya, and for which Ahalya curses him. Okay, she curses him that he will not bear any child. So now, after many years of penance, Indra does a lot of penance because he wants a child. And Indrani is wanting a child. His wife was wanting a child. So he does severe penance to Lord Shiva. You know, Lord Shiva is sweet, kind. He doesn't keep anything in his mind. Kindness overload he is. So when Indra, though he did sin after sin after sin, see, when he seeks for forgiveness, Lord Shiva is there to forgive. He comes, he appears before Indra. And he says, what do you want? What can I do for you? I'm pleased with your penance. Indra says, I want a child. So Lord Shiva says, okay, we'll arrange something. And he goes to Chitragupta. He asks for Chitraguptan. Chitraguptan comes and he says, can you be born to Lord Indra? So Chitraguptan says, he'll never talk just like that. He'll immediately go to his notes. And he will go and he'll be like, forgive me, my Lord, but it is impossible for Indrani to give birth because she has been cursed. Lord Indra and Indrani have been cursed. They cannot have a child. So we will be going against the law if we do that. So, and I know you don't do that, he says. The Lord Shiva smiles at him and says, this is why I'm very impressed with you. You do your duty so well. Okay, there should be another solution, he says. I'm going to ask Kamadhenu. Will you be willing to be born to Kamadhenu? Lord Shiva asks Chitragupta. Chitraguptan says, it's my honor. my deep honor to be born to Kamadeva. He said, to be born to the sacred Kamadeva. So Lord Shiva says, okay, so I will ask Indrani, I will tell Indrani that a child will be born to Kamadeva. And that is their child. Because they cannot bear the child, Kamadeva will give birth to a child. This is the way they solve Indra's problem. Lord Shiva. Now Chitra Guptan, with his powers, he's born to Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu seeks Lord Shiva's blessings too. She knows that she's going to carry a child for this couple. So she's in the court. She's in the palace of Indra. Indrani takes very good care of Kamadhenu because she knows Kamadhenu is bearing her child. She takes very good care of Kamadhenu. Whatever she needs, everything is provided for the cow, for the sacred cow. And then the day comes, Chitra Pournami. Chitra Guptan is born to Kamadhenu. Now, that's another reason why, because Lord Shiva granted child to Indra, though he was cursed, a lot of people come because even if, you know, they have no children or anything, they come here to seek Lord Shiva's blessings. Chitra Pournami, the day is so powerful. So many stories, you know, around this day. Because Chitra Guptan was born that day, right? To Indra, who was, you know, who was wanting a child. So everything comes on this day, so auspicious. Now, I told you, right? Why no milk products? Chitra Guptan does not like any milk products because he was born to Kamadhenu. He doesn't want any milk products. Nobody gives him any milk products. Buffalo milk will be served to him, not cow's milk. So this is what is practiced. And that is why I said he does not have any Nevedyam. They don't make any Nevedyam with cow's milk products. Now, joy flowed throughout the palace of Indra on Chitra Pournami. Indrani was full of gratitude and joy. And of course, Chitra Guptan was brought up in Indra's palace and later had to be reminded of who he is. And again, he resumed his job. Now, that is why Chitra Guptan is celebrated on this day particularly because it's his birthday too. And people perform two pujas today on this day, Chitra Pournami. One is a Pournami puja that we all know is performed at moonrise at night. Other one is Chitra Guptan puja, which is done during the day, in the morning, mostly. So we all know, right? Whatever is destined to happen, happens. No one can stop it. No one can fight it. No one can reverse it. This is the law of the universe. And this is what Chitra Guptan goes by. Whatever he writes happens. That's why it's all planned and everything is justified. People say, right, oh, it's not so fair. It's not fair. No, everything is fair. Everything is fair in his books. Now, a small story on that note. Lord Vishnu had come to Mount Kailash to see Lord Shiva in his beautiful Vahanam. Sri Garudan. He told Garudan to stay outside while he goes to meet Shiva inside. So Garudan was waiting outside the gates of Kailasha. While he was waiting outside, he saw this beautiful bird, It was playing around there near the tree and it was chirping. It was so cute. It was so beautiful, so colorful. And Garudan was thinking, this Lord who has created this magnificent, this huge Kailash, this place, this Kailasham, has also made that tiny bird. How beautiful that tiny thing is. At the same time, how beautiful this huge place is. See this Lord. He's just thinking in his mind, about Lord Shiva. The same Lord. So detailed, he has made that little creature also. He's thinking. And he's so much of gratitude, so much of bhakti. He's just closing his eyes and thinking. That's when Lord Yama enters. He's coming in his buffalo. He's seated in his buffalo. He's entering. Garudan is watching Yama coming towards him. He gets off the buffalo. And while he's walking towards the gate, his eyes is on the bird. His eyesight falls on the bird. He looks at the bird. He's standing there, staring at the bird, analyzing something. Sri Garudan is watching this. He's wondering, oh no, why is Lord Yama watching the bird? If Lord Yama stands and watches at something, that bird is in trouble. Probably on his way out, he's going to take the bird away with him. The bird's life is going to end. All this is going on in the Sri Garudan's mind. Lord Yama started walking towards Garudan. And they both greet each other. Pranam, namaskara. And Lord Yama acknowledges and he walks inside. Now Garudan is tensed for the bird because that bird is so cute. That bird is so beautiful. So he's like, I know something is up. I know that when he comes back, I have a feeling he's going to take this bird with him. I have to save this bird, he says. I have to save this bird. What do I do? So he says, he thinks, let me just take this bird out of this place, miles and miles away, and drop it off there. He'll be safe. Okay? That's the Garudan's mind. So he slowly, gently takes this bird and he flies. Garudan flies miles away in like one snap of the finger, right? So miles away, and he drops him in like one pond. Near that pond, there was a rock. He places the bird gently there. Now the bird is safe. And he flies back and regains the same spot, comes and stands in the same spot waiting for his Lord Vishnu to come out. Very happy, relieved, content. Today, I saved a life. Lord Yama comes out. Lord Yama comes out. Again, the greetings happen. Namaskaram, Swami. Pranam, Swami. And Yama acknowledges, yes. And he walks towards his buffalo, towards his Vahanam. Immediately, Garudan wants to know. He has a question. He runs to Lord Yama. If I may, if you permit, I have a question, Swami. He says, yes. What is it? He says, Lord Yama. Do you remember when you were coming? You stood there and watched this bird for a while. There was this cute bird here. You were watching it for a while. Why is that? He asked. So Lord Yama smiles at him, smiles, and he says, oh, that, yeah, that bird was supposed to be eaten by a cobra in a few minutes. But not here. Thousands of miles away, near a pond on a rock. So I'm standing and thinking, how is that going to happen? Because that bird is too little to go all the way, fly all the way there. But anyway, it has happened already now, he said. Garuda's like, wonder how it happened. Yama said. Garuda's jaws dropped. He didn't have anything to say. Speechless. Yeah, Garuda's trying to save the bird, and he's gone and dropped it in the jaws of death. Unknowingly. Right? So Yama knew everything. This was the role Garuda had to play then. He had to do this. It was his role. So all these stories are there for us only to learn from. The intention was good, right? Intention was to save the little creature. So tick mark for that. He got 100 for that. That's what Lord Krishna says, right? Do your duty. Results, leave it to me. This is the example of that. Do your duty. Garuda's duty was what? He felt miserable. He felt he had to help. He helped. That's all there is to it. After that, what happened? Result is not in his hands. Correct? Because he was used as an instrument. That time, Garuda was needed. Thousands of miles away, the bird cannot fly. Garuda was a transportation. So Yama coming and looking at the bird, staring at the bird, giving Garuda that thought. It was all a game. It was all planned. So, you see, whatever has to happen, happens. It's all for good. We just do our part and leave the rest to God. The results, Garuda then understood. He understood. Because after all, who's the Lord? The Lord Vishnu. He understood everything clearly. He is Vishnu's Vahanam. Everything, okay, I was used. He understood. We're all used for doing good. Right? We have to let us be used. We have to let ourselves be used by the Lord to do good. Whatever it is, the intention is good, everything will be good. It's all in the mind. I want to serve. I want to do good. And the result has to be good. We should never judge the results. If the intentions are good, everything is good. Now, I kind of love the story. I love the story. Now we should, today especially, we should thank Chitra Guptan, Chitra Pournami for Chitra Guptan, for the diligent work of maintaining every species, every living being's records of good and bad deeds, the whole lifetime. That's why, he keeps this accountant. He's also called an accountant. Kanak. So everybody's good and bad is the mathematics is recorded. So that's why even today, a lot of accountants and people who are in accountant jobs, they go and seek his blessings to get their maths right. So somebody's watching over us. We have to remember this. Somebody's watching over us 24/7. That will consciously, make us do good in a way. So when you understand and believe, you have to believe someone is watching over us. Oh, so what? I can just, cheat here. No, even a small cheat, someone is watching. Someone is always watching, and that will be recorded. Why? Standing in front over there, we're all going to be standing there and we're all answerable. So remember that. And always stick to the truth. And be in his good books, Chitra Guptan's good books. That should be our motive. That should be our path. And with that, I want to tell you one incident with this. When we're talking about this topic, somebody asked Amma, Sri Amma, everybody come with a expiration date. Right? We all come with an expiration date. Is it like that for you also, Amma? They asked. She asked Amma this question, for which Amma smiled and said, எனக்கு அப்படியெல்லாம் இல்லை, எப்போ வேணுமோ நான் போயிடுவேன். எப்போ நான் நினைக்கிறேனோ நான் போயிடுவேன். What does that mean? That means there is nothing of that sort for me. I will leave when I want. When I feel like leaving, I will leave. Now think about it. Do we have that option? No, we don't. So when she left, it makes sense, when she was born October 9th. She left May 9th. I mean, how can you plan it so well, right? You can't. So she knows. She planned it pretty well. And she wanted to leave. She left. Only her physical form is very much here. So with that, I complete the session. Jai Nandalala, Madhyodi Charan.